And this is Optibottom coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the New York Comic Con 2011 exclusive Transformers Prime First Edition 2-pack of Bumblebee, RC, and, well, Raph and Jack are in there too. Now this set was available only at the actual New York Comic Con, or if you were really kind of lucky, I actually don't know if it's still available right now, but for a very short amount of time it was available at HasbroToyShop.com. Now this set actually is really, really nice. As I said, being in New York, what Hasbro basically decided to do was give us a little bit of a repaint of some figures that we're going to be getting, hopefully fairly soon. As you can see, you got Bumblebee that kind of has this nice NYC taxi look to him. And I don't know why they did it with RC, but they decided to go back to our G1 colors of the pink and the white, which, it's okay. Now, the packaging isn't nothing too spectacular. See, it says First Edition there in Transformers Prime. It's basically the size of a Human Alliance packaging, but the packaging is really nice. As you can see, it's got a really nice skyline in the background. You see Megatron and Starscream also back there. Well, hopefully, well, there you can kind of see them. And then New York with an Autobot logo, and those are kind of three-dimensional boxes, also kind of replicating skyscrapers. And then you see right up in here, the Statue of Liberty. Very nice. Spin around here on the side, and you have a really nice picture of Bumblebee and Raph. Now, I actually really do like Bumblebee in the Transformers Prime universe. I know that's kind of controversial, I suppose. A lot of people, oh, how do you like him? He doesn't even talk, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Spin around here on the back, and it says that RC is an accomplished, street-smart, and powerful fighter with little patience for those who don't know their way around the battlefield. Luckily, Bumblebee is as skilled as any other warrior in the Autobot army, except he's not a warrior class. He's, I think they refer to him as Scout Class or something like that. Set loose on the streets of the big city with their human partners Raph and Jack, they're an unstoppable team in the defense of the planet. As you can see, vehicle modes for both figures, robot modes for both of them, and obviously Raph and Jack. Now, the Raph and Jack figure actually here look a lot better than the actual figures themselves. The plastic that they used on the face is a little bit lighter, so you don't really get a lot of real good details, and I'll show that off more later on. Now this I love. Just the way that Jack is looking back at RC, he's like, really? You had to be a pink motorcycle for me? And that's just absolutely hilarious. I love that. But it was definitely very nice to be able to pick this set up. And I do want to thank my friend Callie for actually doing it for me. She managed to get me two of them because I want to keep one in package, and I opened up one. I just really think that this is a perfect display piece for these figures. But in terms of the figures themselves, let's get them open and let's see what is in store for us with the Transformers Prime versions of Bumblebee and RC. Okay, so here we have Bumblebee, RC, Jack, and Raph opened up and out of their packaging. And I can definitely tell that the Transformer Prime toys are going to be extremely well received. Now, I've already got a couple other Prime toys. I got the San Diego Comic-Con Optimus Prime, which I reviewed a while ago, and the Transformers Prime Deluxe Class Starscream, which is set to come out here in a couple months or so. And while these ones aren't the best, I still think that Starscream's the best. These are definitely very nice figures. Now, with Bumblebee, there's not going to be too terribly much that's different. I mean, as you can see, he's still going to be the yellow, and he's still going to have the stripes. He's just not going to have the New York, well, NYC taxi on there. And I think the Autobot logo is actually different on the retail version. But this is still a very nice and very close representation to what we're going to get with the retail. I absolutely love the way this looks. It does a very nice job of looking like the Camaro that he was in the movie without actually looking like the Camaro. Very cool. I really, really do like this. He actually does have a bit of translucent windows. You can kind of see his arms back in there. But they're cloudy enough that they're not all the way see-through, and I really do appreciate it like that. Very nice tires. I love the tires on this. Very cool. He does have weapon storage here in his vehicle mode. As you can see, there's these little tabs here and here, and then on the bottom are little slots that you can kind of see. Well, maybe you can't. The tabs themselves actually kind of go on this little bit of an angle, so in order to get those on there, you kind of have to put it in on an angle, just like so. It does, you know, stay in there pretty well. But there is also another way that you can store them by leaving them on the forums, and I'll show you that. It alters the transformation a little bit, and you don't get everything pushed together perfectly. But if you don't like that position for it, for weapon storage, I'll show you another spot. As you can see, this is the robot kibble here on the bottom, but overall a very nice looking vehicle mode for this guy. Now, RC's not too terribly bad. Aside from the fact that she's pink and white, the figure itself is still pretty nice. Now, granted, this isn't really all that spectacular. It's just kind of a nod to the original G1 RC, and it works very nicely. But this mold just really, I think, looks better in the blue and black colors that she's actually colored in the show itself. Now, one thing that I did do is I actually cut off her handlebars. You can kind of see them, well, you can see where they were. That's where they used to be. I cut them off because I don't like how they look in robot mode, and you really can't have Jack riding her, and it's not really a bike that anybody could ride. Even Human Alliance figures really couldn't fit in there very well. So I just cut those off and said, to hell with it. Now you can see that her weapons here are stored on the side. You can take them off, and when you do, her bike mode looks a whole lot more accurate to how she looks in the actual cartoon. You do see a kickstand right here. But it is nice that it does have weapon storage for these funky things. Nice Autobot logo, kickstand, nothing on the other side except for some screw holes. But that's about it for RC. As for Jack, as you can see, the coloring on his face is pretty light. So you really don't get a lot of details in his actual face. And I'm zoomed in, and see that gets a little bit blurry. That's about as far zoomed in as I can get. And that's really unfortunate. I do love the fact that he's wearing a New York t-shirt with an Autobot logo. He also does come with a little bit of a stand right here, which, I mean, it really does help him stand, because the way his feet are positioned, it's kind of retarded. But, I mean, that's pretty much all you're going to get. His head does rotate, so you can get him looking left or right, but that's about it for this guy. And as for Raph, you can see, again, his face is very lightly colored, so you really can't even make out his mouth or his nose. I absolutely love the Raph character. He's basically a modernized version of a Chip from the original G1 series, and I really love this guy. Again, another New York t-shirt with an Autobot logo. Just very cool. Now, with him, because the way his feet are, it's kind of, and I'm going to show you something else that's funny. He stands a whole lot better, although, well, now he doesn't want to, and you can't see it, but he's standing. One thing that's funny is on the bottom of this, it actually says R for Raph, which I thought was hilarious. And conversely, this one says J for Jack. So that's kind of funny, but whatever. There's the humans. The only one we're missing is Miko. And we'll eventually get her when they come out with the entertainment pack, or whatever it's being called, that comes with the 3 kids. I believe Optimus Prime and Megatron. For the transformation, starting things off, we're going to take a look at Bumblebee first. What you want to do, first remove the weapon, if you haven't already, and just set that off to the side. Come around here to the back, take the legs, or the back section, and you're just going to split these, and you're going to kind of wiggle them and pull them down, just like so. Come around here to the bottom, take this section here, fold this forward, and then you can swing this whole piece kind of forward like that. Come around here to the inside, and you see these are the arms, and then you have to untab on the inside, right inside there, pull them out, and then you can rotate them out. So untab right on the side there, lift this out, and those rotate just around like that. Come around here to the top section, kind of push this down to separate it, and then pull it apart like that. Put these down just like so. Fold the windshield down. Come around here to the front, and then you again have to take and pull the outsides forward just a little. Well, there we go. Because they kind of hook inside here. Then these little bits right here, these are actually a pain in the butt to get these to actually fold out. First time I did it, I really thought I was going to break it. But after you kind of do it once or twice, it really kind of loosens them up. And then usually you want to take your nail, stick it on this side, and pull down. Just like so. Because if you look on the inside here, you can see that this section here is the part that actually has to pull down. So normally it's up like that. And then pulling it down, again, that sucks. Makes that outside piece slide down. The middle one here stays stationary, so that doesn't actually move. Come around here, kind of get all this stuff now that's exploded. Take this section here, rotate this around. This little bit right here, you also want to rotate that around. Rotate that down. Bring this back. And then rotate this section forward. And you're going to see a little tiny tab that comes out right inside here. It hooks on the underside of this bit. So bring that down, and then it's kind of hard to see, but right inside there you can see it slides in and hooks into place like that. Kind of lift this up, kind of angle that right like so, so it's at a 90-degree angle. Position it like so, and then you got these little hook doodads here on the sides that hook on the underside of them. Again, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. You can kind of see that little gray piece right in there. You kind of lift it over and hook it on the underside here of his chest piece. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. Kind of bring these legs out, fold these down, rotate these. This rotates back, and you can take this section and fold it back like so. Bring out the heel. Keep that as rotated far around as you possibly can. Bring that around. Rotate the foot out, and then the little heel will come out just like so. Kind of position this, position the feet so he's going to be standing as upright as possible. Come around here to the arms. These little bits right here will rotate up, and you're going to see a little tiny hole on the inside of the rim itself, and there's a little tab on the inside here. Fold that all the way in, kind of push that in. There we go, get that to lock into place. Then you want to rotate these around where the wheels are now kind of facing forward, and then take this section, and actually this rotates down to kind of fill that in. Do the same on this side, kind of rotate the arm around. Bring this up, tab that securely into place, except that, no, that didn't come undone. Keep that all the way up, rotate that around, bring the arms around, kind of position this. These little wing things here, you just kind of position these in the back like so. Did I just say back? That wasn't a stutter. I swear it wasn't. And boys and girls, here you have Bumblebee in his robot mode. Now, as I said, I actually really do enjoy the character of the Transformers Prime Bumblebee. A lot of people really don't like him because he doesn't talk, much like his movie counterpart. But that really doesn't bug me too much because this particular version of Bumblebee, I think, really emotes very well through a lot of his own actions. I mean, we see that he obviously cares very much about Raph and the other humans. But you can just really get a sense of how he is by his playful nature and what he actually does on the show. And I really actually do enjoy that. Now, the figure itself actually has really impressed me. Initially, I thought I was really going to hate his feet just because they're very big and kind of clunky looking, but they're really not that terribly bad. The only big problem that I have is his wings. As you can see, you can't really get him in the middle. I mean, you can lift this up, get these out of the way. You can lift this up and you can bring them in like so, which would give him a much more centered look, but that's not how it looks at all in the cartoon. And they're off to the side, which is really kind of annoying. I mean, you can kind of do it like this, I guess, but they're not angled up. I wish there was some way that you could rotate those and actually get them to angle up more, because they should be diagonal like. I don't know. So you're kind of forced leaving them like this just so you can even see him in the first place. Now, in terms of his articulation, his head's on a ball joint, so you can get it pretty much doing whatever you want. I do wish it had some extra paint applications on it. I'm hoping that the regular retail version does. More specifically, some black lines like he has in the actual cartoon. His arms rotate here up at the upper part of the shoulder. It's on kind of this angle joint, so it rotates like that. But it also, I mean, because of the way that it's designed up here, it does rotate straight up kind of, and I really do like that. He rotates at the elbow, he's on a ball joint, and then he also has this really kind of cool swivel joint here at the forearm itself. So that's really nice to have. For some reason, he's got articulation in his wrist, which I'm not entirely sure, but I really do like the detail on the back of his hand. That's really kind of neat. Rotates at the waist just a little bit. Ball joints here at the hip, rotates at the upper part of the thigh. bends at the knee, and then the feet, based on the transformation and stuff, also have a little bit of pivot. And now the feet kind of every now and then get annoying, mostly because of the heel, but it's not too terribly bad. Keeping it up like that. I really do like the way this guy looks, though. I really honestly didn't think I was going to like him. And I kind of keep these positioned out like so that you can still kind of see the Autobot logo. Now, people have kind of complained because, you know, he's got gorilla arms, and honestly, he does have gorilla arms, and that's very accurate to how he looks in the cartoon, so it doesn't bug me too much. One other kind of problem is he is pretty thin. You can kind of see lifting his arm up. He's a pretty thin guy. He needs to eat some hamburgers and maybe a couple milkshakes or something. But I mean, again, it's pretty accurate to how he looks in the cartoon, so it doesn't bug me too terribly much. First weapon, you can see that it's got some really nice molded detail in there. I really do appreciate that, and I like that. And then it's got this little tiny nub right here on the bottom that just pegs into either side of his forearm, so you can put it in his right arm or his left arm, whatever you really want to do, because both of them have the little screw hole thing there. But I am kind of disappointed he only comes with one. I'm happy that the retail version is going to come out, and we'll be able to have, well, I'll be able to have two of them, because I really think he needs to have two of these guns. The other minor nitpick I have is that, again, much like the windshield here, how it's a cloudy, translucent blue plastic, it's the same thing with his light piping. It's clear, but it's so thick and cloudy that you're not really getting much action going on in his eyes. Here's my trusty little flashlight doodad. As you can see, if you plug it in there, I mean, you can get some light up, but even directly on there, it's not that good. Again, it's something that I'm hoping that the retail version kind of replaces. Overall, I really do like this figure. It's growing on me a whole lot more than I really thought it would. Now, I still think that Starscream is the best, but this guy is definitely up there. One other kind of minor problem that I have is he's pretty small. Either that or RC is just really too big. Now, as for RC, with her transformation, just come around here, take these little bits off. Now, one thing that is also kind of neat on the bottom of here, I don't know if you can actually see that. This one says L1, and this one says R1. So if you ever get confused, I mean, L goes on the left side, and R goes on the right side. Go ahead and take your kickstand, push that up just like so. Come around here to this section here, just untab this, pull that out, just like that. Then take these legs and extend them all the way out, just like so. Go ahead and put that down, rotate that around like so, separate these legs, and come all the way down, and they separate at the tires themselves. Fold this bit out, and then this little bit right here is going to be your foot. This part right here is actually really tough when you first transform it, but the subsequent times gets much easier. Then just kind of accordion this down, fold that in, and I love the way that looks. I love this leg. I love how the wheel kind of goes around and makes it look like the rest of the wheel is inside here. That's a really cool looking feature. I absolutely love that. Now you can take this, and again, L and R. So you see that there are two different peg holes on here. When you put it in robot mode, you use the other section, just like so. And then come around here, do the same thing with this. Fold this up and around, fold the little foot out, fold this in. Now, I do have one kind of minor problem with this that I'll talk about right now. I don't particularly like how that looks on the side. I really think that these legs should be reversed. This would look a whole lot better if it was on the outside, because when you don't have these on, this is what you're left with. This is the inside of the leg, this is the outside of the leg. It just looks so much better from this side. If you, now it doesn't rotate all the way around, so I can't even show you that. I just think it will look better reversed. Coming up to the top here, just take these little arms. These are gonna fold out, like so. And then rotate them around. Do that on both sides, fold it down. Then this part is a little bit complicated. Separate this, fold this back, just like so. Get these arms kind of down and out of the way. Take these, separate these little side bits, just like so. Lift this up, then rotate this around. Then you can fold these little bits down Just again, get them out of the way. Fold this as far back as you can, reach in here, and you're going to pull out her head. And while you do that, it's also going to pull out her little Autobot logo and chest bit right there. Then fold this all the way. That kind of clips into place right there like so. Fold these down. They make her little robo boobies. And then now the actual instructions tell you to take this section here and rotate this and lay it all the way down. That's not entirely accurate looking. The actual cartoon model has it where it's just laying down like this. Granted, it's in a whole lot further, but that's how the actual cartoon version looks. But it really doesn't matter how you want to do it, but it's personal preference, I suppose. And then just take this, fold this back, fold this kind of down like that. And this is where I actually cut off her handlebars and the little brake, because as you can see, they actually stuck out like this far. And when you had it, you could see them dangling out here on the side, and it just really kind of bugged me. I didn't like it. Now you can take these little bits and you can rotate those up like so, and back up like that, and here you have RC in her robot mode. Now, aside from the fact that she's ridiculously pink and white and very girly looking, I really do actually like the mold for this RC figure, and I am very excited to hopefully one day get the retail version. In terms of her articulation, her head's also on a ball joint, so you can get a full range of motion there. Her light piping is much better than Bumblebee's. Again, with the use of my trusty little flashlight, as you can see, bling! I mean, it's at least not clear. Well, I guess it's not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it kind of is. And then it actually has some like side light piping. I don't know if you can kind of see that right coming through there on the side of her head. Her arms are on this little swivel joint. Well, it's actually on a ball joint, so you can get it moving in and out, up and down. I mean, that's about as far as it goes. Unless you rotate these down, then you can kind of get it going a little bit higher. But leaving these back kind of fill in some of this junk here on the back and doesn't make it look all that bad. Plus, in the actual cartoon, she's kind of got these little things hanging off of her back, sort of. So that's kind of close. That's not too bad, I guess. She rotates at the upper part of the bicep. She has 2 elbow joints. And she also has this little swivel here at her wrist. So, naturally, you can do this with her and give her a little bit of sass. Especially since a lot of times she stands like this in the show. Now, she also does rotate here at the waist. That's part of the transformation, but it's really nice. Ball joint here at the hip moves in and out. Kind of rotates. Not too much. Well, I guess it does. Rotates all the way around, whatever you really want to do. Bends here at the knee. And due to the transformation and stuff, you don't really have much in terms of posability with her feet. But she is a really nice looking figure. Now, I typically hate motorcycle bots because they're always way too big. And that's definitely the case with RC. As you can see, compared to her box-mate Bumblebee, she's definitely bigger. And realistically, she should come up to about here or so on Bumblebee. So at some point in time, I kind of do hope we get a really nice, say, Scout class version of RC. Either that or a bigger version of Bumblebee. But really, aside from the fact that I didn't like her handlebars sticking out and really kind of making it look like she had Frankenstein things coming out the side, I really do like this figure. Color is kind of ugly. I mean, there's no question about it. It's a nice homage to the original G1 RC, but the other kind of problem that I have is, okay, so she's got these big giant blade things, and as you can see, she's got this little tiny peg that pegs into this little hole at the bottom of her arm, and so she has the blades, and that's not bad. I mean, it's accurate to what she has, you know, in terms of a weapon on the actual cartoon. But those are really big. I'm really not that big of a fan of those. I really, honestly would have preferred it if she came with her guns, because she seems to use those a little bit more than she uses these blades. And if you really want to, you can swap them and put them on this side. It just, again, it's personal preference what you think looks best. But I mean, it's nice that she has them, but they're just really big. And I think if they were kind of even smaller, just to kind of fill in this side bit right here, it would probably work pretty well as in addition to that. But it's just, they're definitely way too big, and you really can't do much with, well, you can, but Like I said, I would have preferred it if she came with her guns. And I really like leaving these on here because that just looks ugly on that side. So you're unfortunately left with leaving those. And those just kind of look big on her right there. But, I mean, you can't even really fold her hand in. I mean, I guess you could pseudo go like that and kind of make it look like she's got a cannon arm. But she really doesn't. And that's really kind of unfortunate because, like I said, I like her with those guns. It gives her spunk. When it comes down to it, this is a wonderful, wonderful set. If you're not able to get your hands on the New York Comic Con version of these figures, don't worry too much about it. The retail ones are going to come out and they're probably going to impress you far more than these figures are specifically going to do. Bumblebee is not really going to be too much different, but RC is going to be drastically different looking. But both of them still are very well done, and I really do enjoy them. I really also love having actual human figures, official human figures, that can, you know, interact with the display for these guys. I'm just not really looking forward to getting my hands on Miko. To transform RC back, first what you want to do, just come around here to the side and take these little blades off of the sides of her legs, just like that. Kind of rotate these down to the side, kind of lift this back, straighten out her head, lift those back like so, straighten this, pull this all the way back, and then you just take her head and you just tuck it in there and close that just like that. Take this section here, rotate this around, fold the handlebars up, and then these little things here are going to get stuck. You want to rotate these forward and then fold this down, kind of get that inside there like that, get that position down like so. Peg these in on the side bits here, just like that. Rotate this section around, fold this little bit up. You can come around here to the bottom side, rotate the arms, and these are gonna fold that all the way up. These are going to tuck in just like so, and then you're gonna see a little slot here on the inside of the forearm that's gonna tab into that little pink tab that locks those arms into place nicely, just like so. Do that on this side as well. Fold that in. You're gonna lock those forearms on the side, kind of get her hands down there behind the wheel, just like that. Come around here to the feet, untab this, accordion that out, fold these all the way up, and rotate these out like so. Do the same on this side as well, just like that. Fold this up, fold that out, then bring these together, position the wheels, bring those in on themselves, push that in just like so, and then accordion the legs down like that. Then you're going to see a little slot here on the side, right inside there, that this tabs into, just like that. Do that on this side as well. Put it in there, just like so. Kind of flatten this all the way down, so now you have her back in her vehicle mode, but you have to add these little bits on here as well. So find the correct way, and then do the same on this side. And you can fold out her kickstand if you want. And there you have RC completely formed back into her little motorcycle. As for Bumblebee, what you want to do first is go ahead, well actually I'm going to leave that on. I'm going to show you how to transform it and keep it on here and get him into his vehicle mode still, so you don't necessarily have to store it on his feet. So first what you want to do, just come around here, untab the little chest pieces just like so, fold this section down and loosen this and pull this section up like so. Go ahead and rotate that all the way around, then rotate this bit, fold that back down, and then you can tab these bits just like so together, and then push these sections up, completing that look. Kind of push that in, rotate these out, flip the little windshield up and out, fold these, fold those bits out and out, and then make sure you fold them all the way. They actually kind of clip into place, and you want to get them all the way extended. And Peg that together just like so. Then come around here, kind of get these out of the way so you're going to be able to see what you're doing. Unpeg these and fold these down. Do that on both sides. They usually tab in there fairly well. There we go. Then accordion this down, bring this in. Now, what you're going to see inside here, you see a little slot here, in here. Typically, that's where this little piece is going to fit in. So just bring that in, fill that in, and as you can see, you can put the gun up inside there, and then tab that on the side just like so. Do that on this side as well. That's going to tab into place. That's going to fold all the way up like so. And then get that out of the way. Hopefully you'll be able to see. That's where those little, you can kind of see the little silver bits right inside there. Those little silver tips on his little forearm things kind of fit in those little grooves. And that's where you want those to be. But you can see that it fits up inside there. You might have a little bit of a hard time getting everything up here lined together, but I'll show you that here in a sec. Then fold these, rotate this around like so, fold this all the way back. Fold this up, fold that up, rotate this around, just like so, and then you're going to bring these up, kind of angle those in on the side, do the same here. This one's a little bit more tricky. Peg it together, push that together like so, push that up, and here you have Bumblebee back in its vehicle mode. Now, while I definitely can say that this figure set may not necessarily be for everyone, mostly because of the redeco that they're using, I can tell you that these figures are going to be very well received, at least in my opinion, amongst Transformer fans. And while not necessarily as perfect of vehicle modes and robot modes as we got accustomed to with, say, Transformers Animated, these definitely nicely recreate the look and the feel of these vehicles and robots from Transformers Prime. If you really can't wait for Transformers Prime figures, this is your best bet to get your hands on some. And if these colors really don't do it for you, or if you're not really a completionist, I would definitely say go ahead and wait till the retail versions come out, because the molds for both of these figures really are impressive in my opinion. So until next time, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in and sticking with me for this whole time. This has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.